Hi. Hi, the world is crazy, right? Last time I made a YouTube video, I was very fucking plastered. I was plastered. But not today. I'm very sober and I'm crocheting this blanket for my best friend's baby, her first baby on the way. And I just finished watching Mucho, Amor, The Legend of Walter Mercado, and I want to talk about it. Okay, I have some points that I would like to talk about. I want to start off before I start ranting on how beautiful the imagery was in this documentary. What the fuck? Like how the tarot-y obsessed. Bitch. Oh my god. Like whoever came up with that concept was like freaking genius. Needs to be promoted. I really loved it. How they introduced, like, every huge Latin influencer, like how they had their bit in the beginning, and then how they introduced them. My heart, it's so beautiful. So just like his history, how he started with the cape. I was like, okay, like the origin of the cape. Another point that they talked about, the documentary was only like an hour and a half long. But like I was just transported to like me being a child, like at my abuela's house when I would watch it. After every traumatizing segment, Primer Impacto, then Walter Mercado would come out, and just he puts you in a trance. Like he takes you to another world. He is the king of positive manifestations, if that's what I came to realize. Because honestly, why do we need more bad news? And just seeing him every single time was just amazing. And it just takes me back to being with my abuela and just nurtures me. What else was mentioned? I like that they touched, like, at the end of the documentary, kind of, how, that his nieces were like, we don't understand how millennials are so, like how they still talk about him when they were very little, when the last time he was on TV. Which, oh my god, I didn't realize he had been off the screen since 2006. And the reason why? But yeah, no, I like that they touched on that because, as we know, millennials, we're not taking well our aging and adulting, so nostalgia is our market. So, of course, Marta Mercado is going to come up for Latinx millennials. Of course we're going to bring them up. Like I said, everybody watching with their abuelas, hanging out with the tias. We're going to put them on t-shirts, everything in our businesses. That one guy that had a whole, beautifully done restroom with his stuff, he's going to be a part of us forever. And, fuck, I only have 10 minutes. Oh, only been 3 minutes. That's not bad. So, I like that they brought that up. The fact that Lin-Manuel got to meet him, did he just email the secretary or something? I wish I could have met him for that event in Miami. I wonder if it's still there. Ooh, I probably should have Googled that before I got back on here. I would love to go see that exhibit, post Rona. But it was beautifully done. I will watch it again because it put me in a very good mood. As an Aries, let's start there. As an Aries, I love that he did not go with the status quo. He did not go with the status quo. He always broke barriers. He was the first gender fluid person I've ever seen, honestly. And I didn't even know the term gender fluid at that time, but he wasn't like anybody else. He didn't let his sexuality define him, and he didn't let anybody else define him by that. Of course, he'd been active since the 60s, 70s, and 80s, so that was a very bad time to come out. That would impact his career, what they talked about in the Latinx community. The machismo is still very alive and well. They're working on it, but it's heavy in our roots. Racism. And we gotta work on that because it is disgusting. What else? Let's talk about the Yolanda Saldivar of this whole fucking documentary. That bitch ass motherfucker, Bill, whatever his last name was, how dare he do that to him? I had angry tears. How dare he have him sign a contract to sell his name? Like, granted, yes, I understand. Like, Walter was a full-grown adult. That why didn't he read his contract? That would always be the rebuttal, right? But if you, out of all the people to scam, you scammed like an angel. Like, I hope, like his karma comes back 2 times, 5 times, 10 times worse. Because he deserves nothing but coal. Like, oh, I don't even know how to put in words. Like, the shit he deserves. Like, that's horrible. Like, he couldn't even use his own name. He couldn't even use his own name. What person with a heart would do that to somebody that, like, basically saw you as his son? That tenía bien cómodo. How dare you? And I'm gonna be real honest with you. I had forgot he passed. I really did. I didn't remember until, like, at the end. And I love it at the end when they brought it up, when he said, en esta vida, like, life comes at you fast, whatever, and, like, this is just one part of your life. Cuando nos vamos de aquí, we're gone. I'm gonna go from a star to a constellation. I'm obsessed with that line. Oh, probably gonna get a tattoo. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but get it in a frame. That hit me. That hit me. And overall, I really liked the documentary. I think it was very well produced. Kudos to the producers. The event in Miami looked very fun. I was like, oh, it's amazing. All of his capes. And what else? Also, Ronald Reagan had consultations with him, or had a consultation with him. I would have loved to seen what was said there. So many things he knows. And also to have had the honor to have a reading with him. Ooh, I do want to touch, though, one thing I don't like, but again, he was just a talent, and Bill put him there. Those 1-800 psychics in the 90s, I don't like that. And, like, I mean, I get that he's a grown man and he shouldn't be that naive, but I didn't think that part was right. That's horrible. It's just, kind of like the scammy way. But again, like, he did whatever Bill told him to. I swear to God. I haven't gone on Twitter yet, but I better see Bill hate. I better see it. I swear. Like, how dare he do that to Walter Mercado? Out of all the people that put you where you are, like. And then he had the audacity to be like, business is business, and no sé qué madre. And I'm like, you're fucking spineless piece of shit. So yeah, I'm feeling like I don't know what else to say. Que viven con mucho amor. Que viven con mucho amor always. Positive manifestations. Don't put yourself down, because your words are spells and you're speaking that stuff into existence. We all have to work on that. We're always like, oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, I'm so fat. I'm very unattractive. Like, no. Because the more you say it, the more you believe it. So you always got to chant positive things. You can't be poor me all your life, because we can. I have before, and it really gets you nowhere, honestly. You gotta have a lot of positive people around you. And though toxic people can be fun, sometimes, they can be fun sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. We have to keep them distant, because it's doing nothing for our growth and our health, physically, mentally. They be draining you mentally, like, So, just always say positive, guys. There's a story time with the term "stay positive" that has affected me in the past, but regardless, be positive. And that was always Walter Mercado's message. So I definitely recommend y'all watch it. 10 out of 10. I watched it. I was making another documentary I watched was the Betty White one. And it's just so cute. Like, because it's all the famous old people in there. And it's just adorable. I recommend y'all watch that too. But Walter Mercado, 10 out of 10. Betty White one, 10 out of 10 as well. I feel like I should have said something when I watched it, like, straight up. But straight after. But still, I recommend you watching that one as well. I don't know if I'm going to do another, like, review after this one, but thank you for watching.